ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk today about something essential yet often overlooked in our digital, always-on world: the importance of discretion, of keeping our personal lives personal. We live in a time where privacy seems almost a forgotten concept. Social media encourages us to share everything: our wins, our losses, and every detail in between. But sometimes, in our eagerness to connect, we share too much with too many, and that can have unexpected, sometimes unfortunate consequences. There is power in keeping parts of our lives private, guarded from the public eye. It's a choice to protect our peace, to keep what matters most safe from misunderstandings, criticisms, and judgments of the world. When we share too much, we give others the chance to interpret, misinterpret, and critique our lives in ways that can hurt more than we realize. Those insights into our personal world aren't always treated with the respect or empathy they deserve. The value of privacy is about more than simply withholding information. It's about preserving a sense of self, protecting one's peace, and setting boundaries that affirm our sense of identity. Privacy is the space where we connect with our most authentic selves without external pressures or judgments. It allows us to think freely, explore our emotions honestly, and process our experiences in ways that feel natural and safe. In short, privacy gives us the freedom to just be human, with all our vulnerabilities, dreams, and growth, away from the prying eyes of the world. In today's hyper-connected culture, there is a prevailing norm of constant sharing. We're encouraged to showcase our accomplishments, reveal our struggles, and give others insight into our lives through social media, messaging, and other platforms. Yet this exposure can create a kind of pressure to perform, to present only the acceptable parts of our journey. Privacy, on the other hand, allows us to protect the parts of our life that we hold dear, nurturing them away from the influence or scrutiny. By keeping certain experiences private, we are better able to honor the depth and significance they hold for us. When we safeguard our privacy, we maintain control over our narrative. We get to choose who knows the intimate details of our lives and who doesn't. This selective sharing fosters a sense of empowerment, a reminder that we're not obligated to reveal our lives for public consumption. Privacy means we can keep the most sacred parts of our lives away from judgment and allow them to grow in a protected space. Furthermore, privacy helps us nurture our inner peace. When we keep our personal lives personal, we minimize unnecessary stress or worry that can come from outside opinions. Imagine sharing a dream or a goal, only to be met with discouragement or doubt. Privacy shields us from these external influences, allowing us to pursue our aspirations unimpeded by others' judgments. This peace of mind helps us stay focused, committed, and confident in ourselves and our path. Privacy is also fundamental to creating true, meaningful connections. When we share parts of our lives with only a few select individuals, we foster trust and intimacy. We know that these people respect our privacy, and this respect builds stronger, deeper bonds. They know us in ways that are not superficial or performative. They know us for who we truly are. By valuing privacy, we choose quality over quantity in our relationships, creating connections rooted in authenticity and trust. So when we think about the value of privacy, it's about self-respect, peace, and nurturing what truly matters to us. Privacy isn't a wall we build to keep others out. It's a choice to protect the most valuable parts of ourselves, allowing them to thrive without interference. This approach to privacy gives us the freedom to live genuinely, to embrace our vulnerabilities, and to connect with others in ways that are both intentional and meaningful. Discretion over detail is about understanding that not everything in our lives needs to be shared in its entirety. There's a time, a place, and an audience for each part of our story. And practicing discretion means we get to be the gatekeepers of our own experiences. While sharing personal details can make us feel seen and heard, there are times when revealing too much opens the door to misunderstanding, judgment, and even misuse of our personal information. Discretion is, therefore, a way of guarding our experiences with the respect they deserve. One of the main reasons for practicing discretion is to avoid unnecessary complications. When we disclose too much, especially with people who may not have our best interests at heart, we risk inviting undue scrutiny. For instance, sharing personal struggles with people who don't truly understand or appreciate our situation can lead to gossip, unsolicited advice, or harmful judgment. These reactions often complicate an already difficult situation. By choosing discretion, we save ourselves from these potential setbacks, allowing us to process our challenges without unnecessary outside interference. Moreover, discretion allows us to create and maintain a sense of mystery and dignity. In a world where everything is seemingly open for display, there's a quiet strength in holding back. Not every detail of our lives needs to be shared publicly or with people outside our close circle. When we exercise discretion, we send a clear message that we value ourselves enough to protect the details of our lives, sharing only what is necessary and relevant. This selective sharing builds respect and admiration because it shows that we are intentional about what we communicate. Discretion also helps us protect our relationships. In sharing intimate details with others, we often unintentionally involve them in our personal lives. If we overshare about our relationships, for example, we might place our friends and family in difficult positions where they feel obligated to take sides or pass judgment. By exercising discretion, we shield our relationships from these outside influences, allowing them to grow in a healthy, supportive environment. Additionally, keeping some details private ensures that our relationships are built on trust and respect, without the interference of outsiders. Choosing discretion over detail is also a way of preserving our own peace of mind. When we share less, we worry less about how others perceive or interpret our experiences. This reduced mental burden allows us to focus on the things that truly matter, rather than becoming preoccupied with managing others' perceptions. We are freer to live authentically without feeling the need to seek validation or approval from people who don't fully understand our journey. Furthermore, discretion fosters stronger, more genuine connections. When we are selective about the details we share, we make room for others to truly listen and understand us. The people who are closest to us don't need every detail to show their care and support. They understand us beyond the surface level. By sharing selectively, we create relationships based on mutual trust, respect, and understanding. These connections are deeper because they are formed out of true concern and interest rather than shallow familiarity with every part of our lives. At its core, discretion over detail is about self-respect. It's recognizing that our lives, our experiences, and our struggles are valuable, and not everyone is entitled to them. Discretion allows us to hold on to what's sacred, choosing who we let in and how much they get to see. This approach doesn't mean we're hiding. It means we're choosing to live thoughtfully with respect for ourselves and our boundaries. In the end, discretion is empowering. It puts us in control, allowing us to decide how much we reveal and when. It ensures that our stories are shared on our own terms and that we remain the authors of our own lives. Practicing discretion gives us the confidence to navigate relationships, decisions, and challenges with grace and integrity, honoring our experiences as private treasures rather than public displays. At its heart, protecting what matters is about safeguarding our personal goals and values. Our dreams and aspirations are deeply personal, and they represent the parts of ourselves that are most vulnerable to doubt, criticism, and negativity from others. When we share these ambitions too openly, we may expose them to unnecessary skepticism or judgment. Negative responses, even if unintentional, can dampen our enthusiasm and cloud our confidence. By protecting our dreams and goals, we give them the time and space to grow, free from the doubts or limitations others might impose. It's like nurturing a delicate plant in a sheltered space before it's strong enough to withstand the elements. This protection allows us to work toward our aspirations with focus, resilience, and faith in ourselves. Beyond our goals, protecting what matters also applies to our relationships. Our closest relationships with family, friends, partners, and mentors are some of the most significant and cherished parts of our lives. These bonds are built on trust, respect, and understanding, and they form the foundation of our support system. However, exposing intimate details about these relationships to people who aren't involved can create misunderstandings, spark unwelcome opinions, or even damage the bond itself. For example, sharing personal conflicts with outsiders can lead to biased perspectives or gossip that distorts the nature of the relationship. By keeping these details private, we create a protective boundary around our connections, allowing them to remain pure and uninfluenced by external judgment. In this way, protecting our relationships helps ensure that they are nurtured and respected for what they truly are, not for how others perceive them. Protecting what matters is also a way to safeguard our inner peace and mental well-being. Our personal experiences, struggles, and triumphs form the core of our emotional lives. When we share too much of our personal journey with others, we may inadvertently invite opinions that can disrupt our sense of self or make us question our worth. For instance, discussing personal challenges with people who are quick to judge or offer unsolicited advice can lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. Protecting what matters means choosing who we trust with our most personal thoughts and experiences, reserving them for those who will respond with empathy and understanding. This approach helps maintain our mental clarity and emotional stability, allowing us to process our experiences at our own pace and in our own way. Additionally, protecting what matters is about preserving the authenticity of our personal growth. Growth is a deeply individual process shaped by our unique experiences, beliefs, and insights. When we share too much of our personal development journey, we may start to conform to the expectations or advice of others, which can compromise our true path. Protecting our growth means allowing ourselves the freedom to explore and evolve without feeling the need to justify or explain our choices to others. This privacy grants us the independence to make mistakes, to reflect, and to change without external pressure, ultimately leading to more genuine and lasting personal transformation. Our reputation and integrity are also critical parts of what we protect. In a world where information spreads quickly, sharing sensitive aspects of our lives with the wrong people can lead to misunderstandings, misinterpretations, or even manipulations that harm our credibility. Protecting what matters means being discerning about what we disclose, especially in professional settings or among acquaintances who may not have our best interests at heart. By keeping our personal lives private, we protect our image and integrity, allowing others to see us for our true values and contributions rather than for potentially distorted glimpses of our personal struggles or stories. Moreover, protecting what matters helps us remain focused on our priorities. By choosing to keep certain aspects of our lives private, we avoid unnecessary distractions that come from sharing too widely. When we guard our time and energy, we can devote ourselves more fully to the people, projects, and goals that truly matter. This boundary setting empowers us to invest in our passions and relationships without the constant interruption of outside influences or opinions. By protecting what matters, we keep our attention on what is essential, cultivating a sense of purpose and fulfillment that isn't diluted by the noise of the outside world. Ultimately, protecting what matters is a form of self-respect and self-care. It's an acknowledgement that our lives, dreams, and relationships deserve to be honored and protected. By setting boundaries around these important parts of our lives, we affirm that they are worth cherishing, worth nurturing, and worth preserving. We choose to be selective, not to isolate ourselves, but to create an environment in which what we value most can flourish, grow, and enrich our lives without interference. In the end, protecting what matters is a reminder that not everything in our lives is meant for public consumption. There is strength in creating these boundaries, and there is wisdom in knowing that privacy is often the best way to care for what we hold dear. We protect what matters because it is a reflection of who we are, and by keeping it safe, we ensure that our lives are lived with integrity, focus, and purpose. The idea of selectivity in sharing brings us to an essential principle in maintaining control over our personal narrative. In a world that thrives on information exchange, choosing what to share and with whom is an empowering act of self-preservation, protecting both our well-being and the integrity of our personal relationships. Selectivity in sharing is about understanding that not every aspect of our life requires an audience, nor is everyone in our lives entitled to the same level of access. By practicing selectivity, we take control of our personal story, carefully curating what we reveal and deciding when and how much to let others in. It's a deliberate choice that allows us to reserve our most personal moments, thoughts, and dreams for those who have earned our trust and who can offer genuine support and understanding. At its core, selectivity isn't about secrecy, it's about discernment. When we choose to share certain experiences, we invite others into a piece of our world, but we also take on the responsibility of ensuring that they will respect and appreciate what we're entrusting to them. Not everyone is equipped to handle the intimate details of our lives with the sensitivity or empathy we might hope for, and oversharing can sometimes lead to situations where we feel exposed, misunderstood, or even vulnerable to judgment. Selectivity acts as a safeguard, allowing us to build connections based on trust and mutual respect rather than on the assumption that everyone will understand or respond kindly. Additionally, selectivity in sharing is essential to protecting our emotional health. Sharing personal experiences can be cathartic and healing, but only when done with the right people who understand our context and support us unconditionally. When we're selective, we avoid the risk of receiving unsolicited advice or unwelcome feedback from people who may not fully grasp the intricacies of our situation. The act of being selective allows us to engage in meaningful conversations without the distractions of judgment or misinterpretation, preserving our emotional well-being by reducing unnecessary stress. Selectivity also allows us to preserve the depth and authenticity of our closest relationships. True friendships and partnerships thrive on trust, respect, and understanding. When we share selectively, we demonstrate a level of respect for those relationships, choosing to reveal our most vulnerable parts only with those who have shown themselves to be reliable and empathetic. By sharing more openly with a trusted few, we reinforce bonds that are genuine and rooted in mutual trust. This approach not only strengthens those relationships, but also reinforces the understanding that these people hold a unique and valued place in our lives. Selectivity, in this sense, is a way of honoring our closest connections by reserving our most personal thoughts and experiences for them alone. Moreover, selectivity in sharing gives us the freedom to navigate social and professional spaces with ease. In settings where openness could be misconstrued or even lead to complications, being selective about what we disclose helps maintain our credibility and integrity. This approach allows us to engage with others while keeping a healthy boundary, sharing enough to build rapport, but withholding personal information that might be misinterpreted or used against us. In the workplace, for example, sharing too many personal struggles or challenges can affect how colleagues or supervisors perceive us, potentially influencing opportunities or relationships. Selectivity provides a level of professionalism and control, helping us navigate these spaces without compromising our personal identity. Another benefit of selectivity is that it empowers us to protect our personal narrative from being diluted or reshaped by others. When we disclose personal information broadly, we open ourselves to the opinions and biases of a wide audience who may not fully understand the context or nuances of our experiences. These external interpretations can sometimes distort our self-image, making us question our own motives, values, or choices. By choosing to share only with those who respect and understand our journey, we maintain control over our own story, ensuring that it remains true to who we are rather than subject to outside influences. This practice of selective sharing allows us to define our own experiences and maintain a sense of clarity and consistency in our self-perception. Practicing selectivity also brings a sense of inner peace.